All right, so you must have heard by now, people. Everybody must hear by now. Say American sprint legend, Justin Gatlin, yeah. We call him sprint legend. I'm not telling you why. Yes, yes. But American sprint ace, Justin Gatlin, has retired from the sport of athletics. Yeah, Gatlin is 40 years old, you know. Gatlin turned 40 on the 10th of February. 40 years old. I didn't know him old, but I never know him that old. Anyway, finally, the man called curtains on what I think is an illustrious career. And we all know the story. We know the story. He's one of the most polarizing figures in the sport of athletics. In a sport generally. I mean, if you carry come around Jamaica, he's one of the most hated rivals of Jamaica's sprinting. Justin Gatlin. He's walked away from the sport. I suppose he didn't have no choice. Because, you know, he got hurt trying to qualify for Tokyo last year. And, you know, the father time catch up with him. See? Him push it to the limit. But father time catch up with him. And, of course, we know why Gatlin has been so polarizing. We know why people don't like Gatlin. We know why Jamaicans literally hate Gatlin. He has a storied history. He tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs in 2001 for the first time in failed a drugs test while he was in college, right? In 2001. He served a 2-year ban, all right? After that 2-year ban, he came back into athletics and he was the Olympic champion over 100 meters in Athens in 2004. This was before Usain Bolt, you know. See, this man was the Olympic champion in 2004 over the 100 meters. All right, now, when I'm here, right now in prime, he tested positive again in 2006. Now, you know, so generally in athletics, when you feel a second positive, when you feel a second drug test, generally a life ban that, you know. But apparently now, on a technicality, some technicality with the first failed drug test, he got an 8-year ban. He never got a life ban because of the technicality. He then gave an 8-year ban initially. But that was revised and appealed, I think, down to 4 years. So he was out of the sport again for 4 years between 2006 and I think 2010. Now, that period now, coincide now with the emergence of Usain Bolt. Right? Remember, Gatlin was sprint champ, he was 100-meter champion in 2004, you know. Right? 2008 now, Bolt emerged and start doing things. This is that time Gatlin upon ban. Now, Gatlin now returned from suspension now in 2010. That time Bolt in him heyday, fastest man ever, breaking records, winning championships, winning titles like nothing. All right. So, here why me rate Justin Gatlin. Me respect Justin Gatlin, the competitor and the athlete. And me rate him as a human being. Let me do the human being bit first. You see, as a human being, for fight back from the kind of adversity where that man fight back from, right? We still have the kind of self-belief and confidence. We go out there, go do what he did subsequent to those suspensions. See, and to rise to the level where he rise to is a triumph for the human spirit generally, right? And I have this ability to, you see, to separate the bad in a person from the good in a person and rate them overall. I'm going to do that with Justin Gatlin. I'm going to rate Justin Gatlin. See? All right. So, the reason now why I rate him now as a big-time sprinter now is because during those marauding years of Usain Bolt, when Usain Bolt had decimated the opposition and had dominated the sport, see, Justin Gatlin, to my mind, was the only man who kept it credible. Yeah, there was a point when Tyson Gator doing thing, but by and large, for a sustained period of time, Justin Gatlin was the man who was keeping Usain Bolt honest. Yeah, man. He was the man who never lost belief. Say at some point, he could have beat Usain Bolt. He was the prettiest runner, you know. If you saw this kind of ugly thing more time, he look like him a fight himself, you know. And just him getting that and fight all heart and grit and determination. See, me have to rate a competitor like that. See, and you know, just mention the word competitor, right? Justin Gatlin embodies a competitor on the track. So me have to rate Justin Gatlin. Yeah, me not gonna fall in that category say where me dislike him because because of the drug offense them. Same thing with me give an example. Look at Diego Maradona. Diego Maradona was, you know, Diego Maradona's history with the abuse of substances and all of them. Something to me, I rate Diego Maradona no less, right? Because he did what he did as a footballer. It's the same thing with Justin Gatlin. See, he had some indiscretions. Even some people might call it more than indiscretion, more nefarious motives for take the substances when take. But even after he was, and look here, another thing about Gatlin too. I generally I like competitive sport. I don't like one-sided sport. And anybody, as we say, Usain Bolt is a Jamaican, I'm a Jamaican, we want to see Usain Bolt win every single Olympic gold medal we compete for. But also in terms of the purity of the sport. You want to see a competition. You want to see some rivalry. You want to see some feistiness. And I think Justin Gatlin bring that. See, people arguing, say, Usain Bolt save athletics and save sprinting and blah, blah, blah. Justin Gatlin was an integral part of that intrigue and that spectacle. See, and you can't take that away from him. People going to try to take it away from him, you know, but you can't take that away from him. That is the man who kept Usain Bolt honest. See, and even up to the point where Gatlin, as we say, Gatlin is 40 now, you know. See, and Gatlin won the world championship title, you know, again, you know, in 2017, you know, beating Usain Bolt in his final flat race. See, at 2017, that would have make him how much? That would have make him about 36, you know. 36 or 37, that's another region, that's, you know. To be world champion over 100 meters, beating the greatest sprinter of all time. No, sir. No, sir. You must give Gatlin some respect. Give him some amount of respect. Even though you don't like him, give him some respect. See, I think Justin Gatlin, regardless, no, despite of the indiscretions and the transgressions, I think this man should go down as one of the greatest sprinters of all time. Easily. One of the greatest sprinters of all time. That's how me think, you know. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. See, because I think he'll be punished by public opinion for those indiscretions. But I am happy. I kept saying it all along while Bolt was active. That me happy said Justin Gatlin still a compete and was there to keep Usain Bolt on his toes. Because I think going into those major championships, a lot of the times, if Bolt never had Gatlin, quite possible, I think, he wouldn't be pushed to them level of performance. Because you know Bolt have that little lazy something about him. But we feel when you have him have a man like Justin Gatlin in the back of mind, and know say him is such a lethal competitor on the big occasion, yeah, I think Bolt put in some extra yard of work because of the presence of Justin Gatlin. See, there was one period in his career, I think it was the 2015 World Championships, when Bolt wasn't running so well. He may have suffered from some injuries and he wasn't training so well, his form was poor. And Justin Gatlin was in a peak of form, around something like, whoa! See? And them going to the World Championship final and Gatlin bop and jump out on a lead and start tie up and start beg for the tape and Bolt run past him and win it. All the build up to all them races. Them think they wouldn't be nice as they were. Seeing if we never have Justin Gatlin. Yeah, man. So the Mavic one say, yeah, big up yourself, warrior. Seeing, you walk away from the sport, yeah, but someone will rate you and understand and rate your contribution. Yeah. See, this thing where people are condemn these athletes as joke cheap, because, yeah, you know, say Usain Bolt alone up on the elite list there. From my recollection, I stand corrected, and I'm sure you're going to need to correct me. But if I'm not mistaken, Usain Bolt are probably the only athlete up on that status of athlete there, you know. We don't test positive, you know, for nothing, you know. For no performance enhancer, you know. Yeah? Yeah, man. Big up Justin Gatlin. Performer, competitor, warrior. Boom bang. Not too petty, you stop carry feelings to the man.